Alex, thank you so much for being part of sharing this knowledge with our friends.
Thank you, Fernanda. Thank you to the Tourism Board for inviting me to this great opportunity. Thank you for joining this webinar. You're going to learn, hopefully, about one of my favorite places in Los Cabos, Sierra La Laguna. A lot of people doesn't hear even about this place. A lot of the locals haven't even been there. So this is why we are so excited to show you a new place in Los Cabos. I'm going to start sharing a 1-minute video of what we do, and then we're going to start with focusing in Sierra de la Laguna. That's a protected area, and again, it's you will find it amazing in Los Cabos. Let me show you. This is something that we offer, unique experiences. We're specialized in unique experiences. As Fernanda was saying, I arrived 20 years ago, and Sierra La Laguna, when I first arrived 18 years ago, I visited one of the local ranches, and we started the rural tourism there.
Wow, Alex, that was quite the video. Love it.
Yes, and we're gonna just start the presentation of Sierra La Laguna. There's so many incredible places really in the Baja, in Baja Sur, and especially around Los Cabos. So I'm gonna start with showing you where is Sierra La Laguna located. It's the biggest mountain range of Baja California South. And this mountain range has an elevation of 6,900 feet. That's around 2,100 meters in elevation. So that's the highest point of the range in Baja California South. And you will see right there in the map, Sierra La Laguna, just in the middle. So if you have never seen the mountains in Los Cabos, this is just an amazing place, very unique, very with endemic species, not only flora, fauna, because we are next to the ocean and the desert. So it just basically creates a natural oasis. It's a lot of people ask me, how far is it from the airport? Fernanda was telling us a little bit of the timing to arrive there, but if you see the airport, San Jose del Cabo International Airport is just like 35 or 40 minutes to the north. And that's where we're gonna start, in a town that is called Santiago. That's basically the base of Sierra La Laguna. And in the right, you're gonna see a little point that is called Cañón de la Zorra. So basically when you arrive to Santiago, there's wonderful places, but if you start going to different ranches, you're gonna start seeing very different things, very different experiences, and that's why I wanna show you all these that you can do. This is the base of Santiago town. It's a natural oasis. As you can see, this is at the estuary, and you see the mountains surrounding. Actually, Santiago Sierra La Laguna right now is in the back of the picture. So what you see, it's passing that mountain is the ocean, the Sea of Cortez, or what we call the East Cape. So this natural estuary or the natural oasis that's why we have so much the diversity. This in 1994, our Mexican president considered or made the mountain a biosphere reserve. So this, what it means is that it's protected area because of all the endemic species that we have here. And so we as you know, people living here, we can preserve these amazing places. We have a lot of natural and preserved areas in Los Cabos. One is Cabo Pulmo, the marine park that Cousteau proclaimed the aquarium of the world. Cabo San Lucas as well, and more for the north, we have the UNESCO World Heritage Site, Espiritu Santo, that is also a reserve area. But this is the only reserve area in Baja Sur that it's the mountain range. So I'm gonna start telling you where you can go in the mountains. Why is so
Alex, that's me, right? You took a picture of me, right?
That's Fernanda right here. Yeah, exactly. When she escaped from this confination. So this is one of my favorite places. So from Santiago, you take the off-roads that is also a really cool thing to do in the Baja. So you can take a Jeep or a SUV, or I'll show you some of the off-road vehicles that also we have. But you arrive to these ranches. So from the base of Santiago, you will ride around 20 minutes around, and then you will hit a local ranch where we have natural hot springs right there. There's not a lot of people there. I will say, like, in all the times that I go, pretty much is the places for myself, the ranches for myself, and this is the natural pool. This is the hot spring. Actually, the person that you see walking to his right, that's the hot springs. And then to the left, those are cold pools, so natural pools. So actually the hot spring, the water coming from the mountain is just going directly there. So it has a lot of benefits, the hot springs. I mean, it helps with the circulation. Fernanda was telling about the wellness experience that is going to be a surprise for later on, but we are putting this part because this is a magical place that I think everybody that comes to Los Cabos has to experience. Then this is also, if you go from Santiago to a different path, this is probably one of the most known places in Santiago or Sierra La Laguna. So we are right now in the mountain range. As you can see, the granitic rock formations are amazing. You see a lot of green. In the summer, that's where we start seeing not as green, but when the rain hits, it's powerful, it's magical. Just with one rain, all the desert become colorful, all the flowers start flushing, and this is one of my also favorite sites, the waterfall. So from Santiago, again, from the base of Santiago, you take an off-road to a ranch, to another ranch that it's around 15 to 20 minute drive, and then you will hike up to this waterfall. A lot of people ask me how hard it is to get to this waterfall, or how hard it is to get to the hot springs, and I will say it's very family friendly. If you wanna do a little bit more hardcore hike, you can go up the waterfall and do a hardcore hike. Actually, and this is where I'm gonna tell you a little bit about like Sierra La Laguna. Sierra La Laguna, I told you that it's 6,900 feet to the top, and it was called Sierra La Laguna because we used to have a lagoon on the top. And a lagoon, why it was created a lagoon? Baja Sur was submerged in water a long time. So even right now, there's certain places that you can find fossils in as a clear example of that the Baja was submerged in water. So fossils of, we see skeletons of the whales, fossils of tooth of sharks, and we can find those in the top of the mountain. These, the Waikura, our Indians, that's where they took in the top of Sierra La Laguna. They took their, especially women and the men and the kids in September, October, and it was a big custom to bring them to the top of the lagoon to adorate or to give that as they do the rituals for their gods, and the god was Waimongo. That's the name of the god. So if you, and that, I'm telling you this story because if you hike up, if you see the waterfall and then you start hiking up, it will take you 8 hours to the first camp, and then the next day another 8 hours to reach the top of Sierra La Laguna. It's an amazing trip, and this is coming from Santiago town. You can also, because obviously Sierra Laguna is surrounded by towns. It's surrounded by Todos Santos, Los Cabos, Santiago.
Alex, sorry to interrupt, but I will be doing that because to keep the time not too long, and to ask the questions as they come. So one of our viewers is asking, where should they stay? What's your best option? Like, should they stay in Santiago, in Todos Santos, in San Jose, if they want to go and do this, or they can do like a day trip with you and they come back to wherever?
Yeah, so the most common is to stay in Los Cabos and just do a day trip to the mountains, to Sierra La Laguna. The thing that I was telling you about the hiking all the way up to the top of the mountain, you basically camp there. There's, because it's a reserve area, there's not a lot of hotels. There's very rural bungalows or little villas, but we're talking about just a few very rural places there.
And do you offer that excursion?
We do offer the day trips, and we do offer taking you all the way up. It's really cool. We offer from 2 nights, 3 days, going up to the mountains. We use the donkeys to carry some of our base gear, like the tents and the food. And we use local guides as well, along with our guides, because Sierra La Laguna, I mean, as you see it, it has 277 acres.
Oh, wow.
1,000. So it's a big place. And then you go down the next day towards Todos Santos. So you start in Santiago. That's how I like to do it. You start in Santiago and then you go down the other side towards Todos Santos or Pescadero. So again, going back to this place, the waterfall is one of my favorites. Then if you start hiking up, then you find natural pools where you can swim. You have the privacy of being in the nature.
I want to go.
Couples love these, families love these, groups of friends love these. And this is my third location that I want to share with you today. This is one of my favorites, if not my favorite, my personal favorite. This is the Canyon of San Dionisio. Along the Canyon of San Dionisio, there's a lot of local ranches that offer different things. Let's say one ranch is going to offer mangoes, organic fresh mangoes. Then the next ranch is going to do a leather. Then the next ranch is going to do something spectacular as well. So we arrived to a ranch in particular that we are hosted by a local family, and that's where we have lunch. The lady, Doña Luz, that it's lovely. She makes handmade tortillas. She will show you how to make handmade tortillas. We do from the local organic, elements. We grab the avocados and we do guacamole.
Again, sorry to interrupt, but in the north part of Mexico, people eat flour tortillas. Does she make flour tortillas or corn tortillas? Because I have had this question that might be not that interesting, but people email me to ask me.
The best tortillas that I have ever tasted. I arrived to Baja 20 years ago. I'm from Mexico City, and these are the best tortillas ever from.
But corn or flour?
It's flour tortillas. She can
Flour,
make,
yes.
yeah, flour. It's you know, the recipe, but she can make also corn. But
No, but corn, I mean, flour tortillas. I am from the north part of Mexico, so I love flour tortillas.
And you know, all the organic elements, you know, Santiago is based out obviously from the tourism, but for the agriculture and organic production. Also ganadery with the animals that they raise there. But the food there is amazing. A lot of organic product, even from Old Cabo, come from Santiago. These are the canyons. So you're basically going to take a trip through the canyon. You're going to walk through these amazing granite rock formations all the way to the top. I love to take my shoes off or my sandals and just walk around the path, just feeling the water and just exploring, really. You can just go as far as you want. You're going to find natural pools around there. And that's why it's so magical. We are using the off-road cars to go to places that you cannot have easy access. All these places that I'm sharing, you have access in a normal car. You don't need to go 4x4, but then if you have a 4x4, obviously you will have access to certain places that, you know, it's untouched. So like the riverbeds, the canyons, we are big in the off-road culture here in the Baja. So we do give a taste of what is the off-roading here. That's Doña Luz in the ranch. That's how, you know, people interact. We're making tortillas right there. We bring the mangoes from the trees and we create also dessert after the amazing quesadillas and tacos that we are tasting from Doña Luz and his family. And it's just a wonderful experience. That is the ranch. What I'm showing you is the ranch. Catarino is in that picture. They work the leather. Catarino is one of the persons that I admired so much. He's a guide from the reserve area. He will guide us all the way to the top or even to the river, or his son. They have a big families here in Mexico and more in the ranches. So they have around 10 daughters and sons. So they are always there to host as well. I was telling you guys a little bit about the endemic flora and fauna. Often they ask me, what can we find? Is it dangerous, for example, to walk in the desert by our own? And you know, it's you will find only very amazing things there. You know, the flower that is all the way to the right is the flower of a cacti. So we have a lot of endemic species of cactus and animals around. Obviously, we have the reptiles that are all over there. We have one of my favorite plants is the Damiana. Damiana, it's you can, well, you come to Cabo, I bet you try it in the Margarita, because a lot of people here in Cabo is like a signature cocktail that they put Damiana.
But tell us why, come on.
Damiana.
Tell our friends why they must try the Damiana. Don't be shy, Alex.
The Damiana in the old days was used to get pregnant. So it's a natural aphrodisiac that it's only grown in Baja South. So that's why people use it for teas and for, you know, also men then start using it to be more aphrodisiac, and then they start to use it also in the tequila, and that helps, that combination helps. But, you know, even as creams and just, they will take it right there from you know, the ground to do herbal teas and just drink it like that. So that's it, Damian. That's one of my favorites. And but you can find aloe vera, lomboy, and a lot of these ranches construct or build their houses out of palo de arco, that's from the area, and their houses last hundreds of years with these elements. So they use a lot of the elements that are local. For example, I just want to give you what a day trip looks like. So we go from Los Cabos. We pick you up at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's a day trip, 6-7 hours. We go and we do a nature hike either to the hot springs, and we usually combine 2 or the 3 spots. Usually we like to combine at least 2 spots, so you really get to see what is experience. But as well, this is a UNESCO site, and always being with a guide that reflects what the place is all about. I always say that the experience is about the people also that you know, not only where you go, but who you are. If you're gonna be going in a day trip, it's super important to know the key elements and key people. That picture, going from Los Cabos to Santiago, we cross the Tropic of Cancer. So that's what is showing. And then in the Tropic of Cancer, if you hike around that area, that's where you're gonna find fossils all around. So we have some secret places right here in the Baja. So I say it's all about the experience, it's all about the friendship, it's all about like being out doing stuff that you like. For example, this is a little pool, but it's more up to in the mountain. So it's worth it to go and explore, and you find amazing places. I'm gonna show you a 30-second video to finish up so you can really get a taste of what we're telling you and we're showing you. Let me share to finish this video, and then we will be able to share with you with the tourism board. Let me show you, that's the other video. Let me show you this one. Share. Okay. So I think, I mean, after this, I want to go back right there, and I hope that you also find it useful for another place to visit in Los Cabos when you're here.
Oh, Alex, wow, that was wonderful. I think life is about creating memories and making friends that become family, and about traveling to places that will, I don't know, become part of your life. So thank you so much for sharing everything that you shared today. These wonderful places. Please, as soon as possible, I want to book.
Yes. And I mean, all your questions, you can reflect that. You can send us your questions to, and I can share whatever you need, information about the mountains with the tourism board. My personal email is alex@incabotravel.com, and I'll be happy to share whatever you need of information. But I see some hands raising. I don't know if there's any questions, Fernanda.
Are there any more questions, Juani, that we can answer? You know what? If there are any more questions, we'll send them in an email, and you can answer them directly.
That's great. And thank you everybody that joins the webinar. Thank you for your interest in Los Cabos. The more that you know Cabo, the more you want to be coming back, and you fall in love with Los Cabos. It's my favorite place in Mexico, my favorite place in the world, and that's why we live here. We're very proud of the people, our culture, and everything in Los Cabos. We will welcome you warmly in your next visit.
Los Cabos is a place that once you come, you have to come back, because you have to.